Ok, let's go. Donc, on est dans Talmud Yeroushalmi, Perek Shlishi, et la halacha Zain. So we are in the Talmud Yeroushalmi, Perek Shlishi, halacha Zain. We continue our study. We are doing good. We have 5 chapters, and I think maybe in 3 months, 4 months, we are finished. Dans 3-4 mois, on aura fini. Donc, regardons ce que dit la Mishnah. Let's see what the Mishnah is saying. Share my screen with you. Je partage mon écran avec vous. Donc il dit, Mishnah. La Mishnah dit, Shelosha Batim Hen. Donc il y a 3 bâtiments. There is 3 buildings. Gimel Dinim, Inyane Bitul Batim Shel Avodah Zarah. So we are basically going to see what are the laws about how we nullify the buildings which were given or built on the worship of Avodah Zarah. Donc on va voir c'est quoi les 3 lois, les 3 laws. Donc comment on annule les bâtiments où il y a eu Avodah Zarah. Après dit bête, bait chez Benao, chez Anochi Bana Oto. Donc, first case, let's say, c'est une maison que Anochi, avec Avodah Zarah, il a construit. The first case is the house that Anochi has built. Mitrila la Avodah Zarah, kelomar chez Abait Iye Ne'evad la Avodah Zarah. והרי זה אסור, אף בהנאה עד שאנוכי יבטל את עבודת זרה לפני שהבית יבוא לידי ישראל. So I say basically, if the building have been built with the purpose of doing worship of Avodah Zarah, si le but de la construction de ce bâtiment était faite pour l'utilisation totale d'une idolâtrie, il dit il faut que le Nochi, celui qui a fait cette maison d'Avodah Zarah, le Nochi s'appelle aussi ici, on parle d'un chrétien, talk about a Christian, Nochi is also that, dit il doit l'annuler lui-même. First of all, he has to nullify that place, and after, the Ben Israel can go and use it. Meaning, all the big church, the cathedral, that we see, toutes les grandes églises, les cathédrales qu'on voit, first of all, the Christians or any kind of Avodah Zarah, they have to nullify that place themselves first, and after, the Jew, the Ben Israel can take that place and do a proper Avodah for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Et après seulement le Juif, le Ben Israel peut prendre cette place-là pour faire un Avodah Zarah pour HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's a big problem. Meaning, you cannot today go and take these buildings and say we will change it to something else. Tu ne peux pas les prendre ces bâtiments-là aujourd'hui et dire on va les changer pour autre chose. Et imabait, mais katrila bana'a la dira, kelomar lo le avodah zarah, ve'anochi si'id'u livno be'sid. So let's say we are in the second law. At the beginning, you have that building which was built not for Avodah Zarah, for worship, but just in order to live inside. Au début, il a fait cet immeuble-là pas pour l'Avodah Zarah, mais pour vivre dedans. And after came Anochi, le Nochi vient, and he start to draw painting on the walls of the place in order to worship his Avodah Zarah. Et il fait ces dessins-là dans le but de louer son Avodah Zarah. Après, il dit, Vechidesh, oh, she'osif, eze davar, leshem Avodah Zarah. Notel Israël, ma shechidesh, ou ma she'otzi, asur be'ana'a, ou ma she'mutar li'anot, me'abayit, ichnis letocho Avodah Zarah, lo, itkaven la'avodah, la'avod et Avodah Zarah, ve'lo ratza, שתישאר שם אלאה הכניסה לפני שעה, והוציאה, והרי זה מותר. ובכל זמן שעבודה זרה בבית, הבית אסור. וכשהוציא את עבודה זרה, הבית מותר. Donc, j'explique, I explain the two first laws that we have seen in the Mishnah. J'explique d'abord les deux premières lois qu'on a vues dans la Mishnah. First law, the first one, la première, c'est the building from the beginning for the Avodah Zarah. The Nochi building for the Avodah Zarah. The Ben Israel cannot use it at all. Why? We need first that the Nochi nullify himself. The Oved Avodah Zarah have to nullify himself the place. The Oved Avodah Zarah, il doit annuler la place lui-même. Has to nullify that place. Meaning, you cannot go take a church and say, I will make a Bet Knesset of that church. You're not allowed. Tu n'as pas le droit. This is the first case. The second case, le deuxième cas, is one non-Israel, one goy, build a house. And that house, the purpose was to live inside. Le but de cette maison, c'était de vivre à l'intérieur. And came a man, and he starts to draw, to paint some Avodah Zarah in that place. So what is the law for us as Ben Israel? C'est quoi la loi pour nous en tant que Ben Israel? Said, every time the painting are visible in the house, tout le temps où les illustrations sont visibles dans la maison, we cannot take profit and have any profit about that house. On ne peut pas profiter de cette maison-là. But once we remove everything which has been represented that Avodah Zarah is removed, the house is permitted. Why? Because the beginning of the intention was to build a house in order to live, not in order to do Avodah Zarah. Donc, il faut enlever la partie de Avodah Zarah. C'est ce qu'a dit la Mishnah. Après, il continue. d'officier, שחידש והכניס לתוכה עבודה זרה, לא התכוון לעבוד את עבודה זרה ולא רצה שתישאר שם אלאה, הכניסה לפי שעה והוציאה, הרי זה מותר. בכל זמן שעבודה זרה בבית, הבית אסור, שהוציא את העבודה זרה, הבית מותר. Donc il dit, c'est ça les deux cas. So why you talk about three cases? We're going to see. Les deux cas principaux qu'on vient de voir, c'est ça. This is the two principal cases. Gemara. Rav ve Rabbi Yochanan. Tarvion Amrin, Shneem Omru. Les deux, ils ont dit. Be'achnasatan le'eretz I matnit'a. המשנה מדברת בבעתים שמצאו אבותינו שנכנסו לארץ והיו מנויים לעבודה זרה והיו בהם ציורים לשם עבודה זרה ועל בתים אלה אומרת המשנה שיש בהם ג' דינים שאם לא כן היה יכול לכתוב המשתחווה לבית אסור, אלא בא ללמדנו כיצד לנהוג בבתים המנועים מתחילה לעבודה זרה. ועל דעתי דרב דאמר המשתחווה לבית אסור, בגין כן הוא פתח לה בכניסתן לארץ, כלומר לשיטת הרב האומר שהמשתחווה לבית אסור כאילו הוא בניו לעבודה זרה מתחילה. מובן מדוע צריך להעמיד את המשנה בבתים שמצאו אבותינו שנכנסו לארץ, וממילא אנו לומדים על ג' דינים. So it's basically all the situation of the Mishnah, Rav say it's related to the moment when our fathers they arrived in Eretz Canaan. C'est lié au moment où nos pères sont arrivés en Eretz Canaan, and they found batim houses where were drawn or built signs of Avodah Zarah on that houses. So from that situation, the Mishnah tried to give to us information. How do we behave when you arrive in the place and you see, okay, now that place was consecrated to Avodah Zarah. That place, that place, that place. Après, il dit, Aval, al date de Rabbi Yochanan, d'où Amar, chez Amar, a makdish et abait en mo'alin bo. Second picture. En mo'alim bo, ויפחיתנה, שיסביר את המשנה. אחד מהג' דינים מדובר שמשתחווה לבית, והחידוש הוא שאפילו אם השתחווה, אינו דומה לבנו מתחילה לעבודה זרה. ועונה לעולם סובר שהמשתחווה לבית אסור, אלא שהדין הוא המשתחווה לבית יש לו ביטול. ובמשנה מדבר בדין שאין לו ביטול. לכן משתמש בדוגמה של בתים שמצאו אבותינו, והיכן בית שמצאו בעת הכנסן לארץ, אין לו ביטול. כיצד הוא עושה? אין הכוונה שאין לו ביטול כלל, כלומר, אין לו תקנה, שהרי לא מצינו שאסרה תורה בית שנבנית לעבודה זרה לעולם, אלא יש איזה פתחון. כיצד? מפרק את פצימיו, ובזה מבטל את הבית, והוא מותר. רבי אלעב, avant de dire Rabbi Eliezer. So he said, what was the situation actually? Why Rav is connecting all the situation of the Mishnah to the story of our fathers when they arrived in Eretz Canaan? He said it's not actually about Eretz Canaan that the situation is talking about in the Mishnah. It's more to try to understand what kind of buildings we are talking about here. C'est pas vraiment que la Mishnah parle du moment où on est rentré dans Eretz Canaan que la Mishnah parle. Non, la Mishnah elle parle en fait d'une situation qui va nous amener à considérer le moment où on est rentré en Eretz Kenan. C'est quoi la situation? It's like this. La Mishnah, elle dit comment on se comporte par rapport à une maison qui a été consacrée à la Avodah Zarah. How do we behave according in front of a situation or houses which have been given or built for the Avodah Zarah? It says depend what do you call building. Ça dépend de ce que tu appelles les maisons. It's like this. It said just see that line. Yeah. והחידוש הוא שאפילו אם משתחווה אינו דומה לבניו. Now, it's because the question is, the halacha said that if you bow down, it's like you are a builder. Because you're giving power to the Avodah Zarah which have been worshipped through that buildings. Parce que je donne du kavod à une Avodah Zarah qui a été élevée pour ce bâtiment. Ça veut dire, en te prosternant, c'est comme si tu l'avais construit. By bowing down, it's like as if you build it. That's why, this is actually the question of the Mishnah. Why the one who bowed down in the house of Avodah Zarah is considered like someone who built it? Comment quelqu'un qui se prosterne dans une Avodah Zarah, un bâtiment, il est considéré comme s'il avait construit. This is the question. Après, il dit Veone leolam soveramishtachave le bait asro ela she'adin ou המשתחווה לבית שיש לו ביטול, מה זאת אומרת? במשנה מדברת כדין שאין לו ביטול, ולכן משתמש בדוגמה של בתים שמצאו אבותינו, ואכן בית שמצאו בעת הכניסן לארץ, אין לו ביטול. כיצד הוא עושה? אין הכוונה שאין לו ביטול כלל, כלומר אין לו תקנה, שהרי לא מצינו שאסרה תורה בית שנבנה לעבודה זרה, אלא יש איזה פתרון. Donc il dit, si on parle dans ce cas-là, on a un gros problème. If we go in that case, we have a big problem. You bow down, it's like you build it. That's why Rav bring the story of our fathers in Eretz, when they arrived in Eretz Canaan. Donc construire se protéger devant une maison, l'Avodah Zarah, c'est comme si tu l'avais construite. Donc on dit, ça pose un grand problème. Comment ils ont fait alors nos pères quand ils sont rentrés en Eretz Canaan? Il dit, il y avait une solution. C'est vrai, the solution. That is the solution. Mefarek et petit mav. Il dit, tu dois détruire le petit mav. Who knows what is petit mav? Qui sait c'est quoi petit mav? Non, idée, pas d'idée. Petit mav of house.
I think it's entrance.
Entrance? Can you repeat? I didn't hear.
I think entrance.
Entrance. Let's see. Semi-five petit mav ubaze mevatel et abayt. So because you destroy the entrance, like this, you nullify all the house. So how do you destroy your entrance only? Let's see. If it's entrance. Dit, en détruisant l'entrée, en détruisant le petit mav, avant tout de terme petit mav, you will nullify all the bite. The umutai, so the house become permit. It seemed to be that this was the strategy and the tactic of our fathers. And they finished like this. Rav Ilai Beshem Rabbi Eliezer Amar על מה שכתבו במשנה, סיידעו, קראו לשם עבודה זרה צריך לטעול מה שחידש, והוא שהכניס לתוכו עבודה זרה, כלומר, שעשה זאת לשם עבודה זרה והכניס לתוך הבית, ושואל על דעתי דרבי אליעזר, נמצא ששיטת רבי אליעזר רק שני בתים הן, הרי אם הכניס לתוכה עבודה זרה, זה כמו בסיפה, והתנינן, ואנו מלמדנו שיש 3 בתים, ועונה כאן לשעה וכאן לשעות. בסיפה מדובר שהכניס את עבודה זרה לשעה, ומיד שמוציא אותו הבית מותר. ובמציאתה מדובר שהכניס את עבודה זרה לאורך זמן, כל זמן שחידוש יהיה בבית גם עבודה זרה תישאר שם, ולכן לא מועיל שמוציא את עבודה זרה אלא נוטל מה שחידש. So what's happened? Let's keep the idea that Petimav is the entrance door. Gardons l'idée que Petimav c'est la porte d'entrée. Donc il dit, you have to destroy the Petimav. Say, you have to destroy the Petimav, and after the house will be permitted. Après la maison sera permise. And after Rabbi Eli and Rabbi Eliezer, we go about the second topic, talking about house just built for a living place, and after people bring inside something going to Avodah Zarah, I say you have to remove the kiddush in order to enter inside. So the key word that I want to see with you in that word is, what is that Petimav? C'est quoi ce Petimav? For this, we're going to take faire l'écouter. Let me just tell you where. Give me a second. Faire l'écouter, 1 second. Je vais faire l'écouter. I send the picture now. 1 second. Alikutim, Parashat Vayechi. The purpose will be to try to understand what are these two kind of houses. C'est quoi ces deux types de maisons? Sometimes you know, not in Eretz Israel, Baruch Hashem, but when you live in home, you enter an apartment, you move, you change. You don't know what people left or what people have done. Let's say the house was built for being a housing place. Okay. But let's say the people who were inside were not in Israel. They did the Avodah Zarah. And some trace of the Avodah Zarah can be seen on the doors, on the walls, drawing, painting, sometimes even smell of the place when they do some toilet. How do you do? Do you take the place? Are you allowed to go straight inside like that? Houses that you know, this used to be a church, but we change it, it become now a place where people can live. We take the dormitories of that church, it become a place where people can live now. So how do you do? Are you allowed to live there? Vous êtes autorisé à vivre là-bas? And at Canaan, you see the situation that you have the place where Avodah Zarah was everywhere. Tu arrives dans un endroit où l'Avodah Zarah était partout. So what is the Petimav? Petimav, Rabbi Abi is not wrong. It's related to the doors, but it's not the doors. C'est relié aux portes, mais c'est pas les portes. C'est pas ça. So why the Gemara explain the Mishnah by saying by destroying the Petimav, you will be allowed to use that case, and that you just need to remove any kind of chidush. This is the chidush, that's what was added in the building. So what is the Petimav? The Petimav, basically, if I can explain, it's like door posts. C'est les montants de la porte. This is what basically give the shape of the entrance and what will help the doors to be settled. This is the Petimav. You can see it in the Baba Batra. Baba Batra, you have many places talking about Petimav, talking about the house there, a house which is sealed, and they talk about the Petimav that you can remove. The Petimav, it's the door posts. Donc les Petimav, c'est les montants de la porte. Hein?
The door frame.
Yeah, door frame. C'est-à-dire c'est vraiment les montants de la porte. So what is that and why is it related to Avodah Zarah? Qu'est-ce que c'est ça et comment c'est relié à Avodah Zarah? We have two places to see. The first one will be in Sefer Alikutim Vayechi, Daf Kuf Lamed. Sefer Alikutim Vayechi, Daf Kuf Lamed, I send the picture. See? Share my screen. Here it is. Jean Abishai. So here it is. Basically, the door frame will be, you can understand it like this. If you see just the frame, let's say you around the place, you have that things. Is it considered like a door?
Yes.
If now you have, let's say, like this openings we have for the yeshiva, see the street,
Mm-hmm.
you have that frame. Is it a door?
Yes.
So why do we have? We don't have mezuzot.
Okay, no, wait a minute. See, it would seem to me that it's big. It's not as simple because it's not giving into a room.
Yeah.
It's just giving into the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
A frame has to be a door frame that gives into and enclose the room. So since there's not four wall, let's say 3 walls
Mm-hmm.
that are at least 10 tefachim high.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the same. It's like when you build a sukkah.
Mm-hmm.
Since you don't have 3 walls, which are 10, it's at least 10 tefachim high at least. It's not considered a shoot high, even though it has a frame. So those would not be that frame would not be considered a door frame. For example, if you would take off the door from the yeshiva and just keep the frame,
Mm-hmm.
it would still be considered a door,
Mm-hmm.
and you still need to put it.
You said it. We don't put mezuzot on the street and that arc, which is very Middle East style, because we don't go inside of a room. What will give a safek on a frame? Sur qu'est-ce qui donnerait un doute sur les montants, où il faudrait considérer que c'est comme une porte. It's when you see hinges. Les hinges, you see? Si tu vois les gonds, we call that tirin. So if you see a frame, there's no tir. Il n'y a pas de gond. It's giving to the Rishut Arabim. It's just a place, and you don't need to put any mezuzah.
So, as you're saying, those frames that are outside, they give into the Rishut Arabim. If they've had hinges, then it would be a safek.
Yes.
Even if there's no room?
Exactly. Because it seems to be that or in the past, the doors used to be there. So you are entering somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the shape of the street, So you don't enter anywhere, you just pass. But if you see a frame, si tu vois des montants d'une porte, and you see hinges, tu vois là-bas des gonds.
What there used to be a room.
Yeah.
When they destroyed the room.
Exactly. The hinges, even sometimes when you go on very ancient rooms, you say, you see, we have hinges. They say, a door was there. Like this, they recognize, what was the room? Mm-hmm. So the hinges, this is what exactly transform the frame, let's say, the opens to a real frame. C'est ce qui donne le caractère d'une porte à une ouverture qui est faite. So now look what is written in Parashat Vayechi, and we're going to understand why destroying that frame will bring the house to be permit. Alors, quoi détruire ce montant de porte-là va amener la porte à être, la maison à être permise.
Is it because of market?
Because of?
Partition.
Give to me more details.
You need to say that if you build a structure, what makes the structure a house, for example,
mm-hmm.
is the frame. as long as there's no frame, it's not considered a house yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that since it's the door frame, it gives it the stature, the, the, the status of a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's really dependent on that. So if you destroy it, then it loses its status as a house.
Mm-hmm.
Then all you have to do is just remove all the Avodah Zarah, and probably by us we would do Bayit.
Okay, yeah. That's also, before we read, when you do Hanukkah Bayit, and you finish to do all the prayers inside, you have to go at the entrance door. And at that place, you say the bracha about the mezuzah, and after you enter. So something happened with that frame, which will be considered frame because we will see hinges. On va avoir des gonds sur ça. But that we're going to see what does. Yeah.
If the entrance door does not have a frame, do you have to not have a mezuzah on it? Let's say there's a door, but there's no frame. Do you still have to put a mezuzah? You don't need a mezuzah if there's no frame?
If the frame, if there's an opening, which is like here in the street, like Sir Rabbi Akiva before, it's not giving to a room. So there's no question. But if you see that by passing that frame, you enter in the specific place, which is no more considered like the Reshut Harabim. Even if you don't have hinges, for sure you have to put mezuzah. But here, in the case where you see opens and you see very ancient hinges there, know that the door was there and can have information about what was that place used for. So why I brought that example? Just to explain that what the difference between the simple opening and the opening that we're going to call frame is the presence of the hinges. That will tell you, look, this is just an opening like this, like a style. No, it's something which was supposed to give access to a private place. So the tzirim, what we call in Hebrew, this is what gives the final shape of an opening to a frame for a door.
Maybe asking the same question that Ari asked. Let's say you have a door, but you have no door frame.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I'm not sure how that would be physically possible, but there's a house, there's a door, but there's no door frame. So you put them in it has no door frame, but there's a door.
So I'm no more in the Reshut Harabim when I pass it.
It's like a house or a room.
Yeah.
The door, you see, somehow they were able to build a door, but without the frame.
Mm-hmm.
You put them.
You have to. If I change the Reshut,
because you're going to know.
Yeah.
You have to put it
Yeah.
Because mezuzah means door frame.
Yes. Okay. So you put it, so you find a way, but you for sure you will have to build that door. But because you switch from Reshut Harabim to Reshut Yachid, the Shedim they have different laws between that place and that place. So you have to protect that room. So to see what's happened, we have to see what is the bracha that Yosef received from his father, Yaakov. On doit voir en fait, c'est quoi la bracha que Yosef a reçue dans la bouche de son père. And we will see, we're going to understand what the Gemara wants to mean for us. Il dit comme ça. He said, I read the pasuk. Me'el avicha v'yazrecha ve'et shaddai yevarecha birkot shamayim me'al birkot te'om rovetzet tachat birkat shaddai ve'varachem. Donc il dit, grâce au Dieu de ton père qui sera ton appui, El Shaddai qui te bénira des bénédictions supérieures du ciel, des bénédictions souterraines, des abîmes, des bénédictions, des mamelles et des entrailles, le vœu de ton père. So he say in English, il dit en anglais, said, even by Hashem, the God of your father, who shall help thy, and by the Almighty, El Shaddai, who shall bless thy this with blessings of even above, blessing of the deep of couches beneath, blessing of breast and of the womb. This is the pasuk that Kadosh will comment. So let's see what he's saying. Regardons ce qu'il dit. C'est le pasuk qu'il arrive à commenter. Regardons ce qu'il dit. Shalom, shalom. Écoute-là, mon Facebook. Il dit comme ça. Il dit Shenemar de Yosef Shuto. Say all this is said about Yosef. So the bracha that Yaakov gave to the tribes of Yosef, meaning Yosef, Ephraim and Menashe. He said, look, Shemimeno umearato yaspik lekol ha'olamot. He said, from him and all the light he possessed will be enough for all the world. Ce qu'il a et de la lumière qu'il a, Yosef, c'est assez pour le monde entier. Chez Neymar, that's written, Vayekalkel Yosef, and Yosef provides, sustain to the brother situation, all the family, not only Mitzrayim, but all the family. Yosef, il a pourvu aux besoins de tout le monde. Umazon et Chalabia. Et comment Shadaim alelu shatinok yonek mehem. So it's like that breast that the baby is breastfeeding from. Il est comme cette mamelle lequel l'enfant se nourrit. Vechen zugaa de malkaa ou matronita enaa ela al yado ve'al shem shne tirim ve'shne dlatot shebarechem. Donc il dit toute cette bracha là qui vient par les seins pour que l'enfant puisse être nourri, c'est all that blessing that come through the breast in order to feed the baby. It's from what? It's from the two tirim, the two hinges, les deux engins, and the two dlatot, et les deux portes, who are, and the two doors, which are, qui sont in the rechem, dans le rechem. Why we know? It's known that the milk that the mom gives to the baby is the blood which used to be in the rechem went up and it turns to be milk. So that blood becomes sweet. Donc on sait que le lait maternel, c'est du sang en fait qui est remonté et qui a été transformé. Donc regardez, so we talk about the tirim. C'est Velachem nikraou dedea isa Shaddai. That's why we call the breast of the woman Shaddai. Why? The Abe Etalia Tir Begematria Shin. He say, how come we call the breast Shaddai? He say, look, Tir. What is Tir? The hinges. Tir is Gematria Shin. 300. C'est 300. Gematria Tir, Shin. Vedalet, Haenu, Dalet. So, Tir is 300. The doors is the doors. So let's keep the same name. Dalet is Dalet. Dalet is Dalet. So the doors is Dalet. So we have Shin here. And after the doors is the Ot Dalet. And la porte of Dalet. Very shed. So just based on the hinges and the doors, what do I have? Shed. Shed. Meaning, without that mezuzah or without a specific place, be careful about the frames. Be careful, because when you see an opening like this, why you enter? So why you make an opening like this? What do you create? What's echal? Quel gates? Which gate do you create? There's no openings without bringing me somewhere. If I'm outside, let me see the streets. Why, for example, let's take the example of Paris. In the middle of Paris, you have the Arc of Triomphe. It's a square like this in the middle. Right? Square like this. And you have gates. So you can enter the four corners. Ouais, put this in the middle. Tu mets ça au milieu. C'est connu l'Arc de Triomphe. Une grande bâtisse comme ça, au milieu de part. And it's written, it's known, that on the top of that Arc of Triumph, you have the dead body of the unknown soldier. C'est la tombe du soldat inconnu. So what do the president of France every year on the national, the Independence Day? He go there, bring some flower, put it on the grave of the unknown soldier. C'est au-dessus là-bas. Au milieu, c'est un grand rond-point. C'est les Champs-Élysées. C'est l'avenue la plus magnifique du monde, ils disent. Et au milieu des Champs-Élysées, tu as l'Arc de Triomphe. Et là-bas, ils ont pris le corps d'un soldat inconnu, tac, ils ont mis. Et tu as quatre. En fait, c'est au milieu de la route, tu ne peux pas traverser, tu ne peux pas aller comme ça. Pour aller, il faut vraiment pas avoir peur. Tac. Et c'est comme ça. Meaning, you don't create a simple shape of entrance or exit for nothing. There's a reason behind. Il y a une raison derrière.
If the Shaddai, the Rechem is the door and the door frame,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest are the Tzia,
Mm-hmm.
could you say, is this why when a person, yes, when a person before he met has yichud with his wife, I think you taught us once that you're supposed to learn Torah before.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when you're thinking, you're not supposed to talk. And also, you're supposed to have kavanot or holy thoughts or whatever, because when the zera comes out, it's going to be from a good place. Could you say that basically that zera that comes out, which is the result of the learning you did and the kavanot you did, that's the yud.
Yeah.
It's going in to make shaddai.
Shaddai.
If you don't do what you're supposed to do,
Sure.
all you've created, if there's a totza'ah, if there's a child that comes out, that child is a shame.
Exactly. This is all the thing. We're going to see how the Avodah Zarah is built and what is the hidden thought of the Mishnah talking about the Petzimav, which is the frame. And he said, look, destroy it. And have to use the house. It's code. Look, Awake is right. It's related to the woman. And you will see many of these Avodah Zarah, especially he is talking about Nochi. It's all about woman. It's talking a lot about Nochi. It's not say Oved Avodah Zarah. It's not even the Agaot or the Mishnah is not using the word Akun. The Mishnah uses straight Nochi. See?
If you want to take a Gentile woman, is that what's also trying to like? If you meet a woman you like her, you see potential in her,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not Jewish, she's not about this Israel. How to deal with
Exactly.
this situation?
So when you arrive in a place like Eretz Canaan, you will find everything. You will find empty houses, empty field,
Single women.
single women. We know what did Yehoshua. All this is the same topic. Le même sujet. Regarde ce qu'il dit. Il dit ça de Dalet, so the shin is the breast. The tzir is the hinges. The Dalet is the Ot Dalet, Areshet, Shed Echad. ובית סתירים ושני דלתות, היינו בית שדים. So because we know that we need two tzirim to help the door to turn on that frame, comme on a besoin de 2 tirim, and he said, שתי דלתות, et 2 portes. Why 2 doors? Does it mean that the doors going outside is a kind of door and the door going inside is a kind of door? Maybe in that time, the doors were like entering inside and outside. Nowadays, only inside. You close. But let's see. He said, if you do, you take 2 tirim, tu prends 2 tirim and 2 dlatot, it will shadaim. Or if you want shadim, היינו, דנינאן אפשר לסימן העליון לבוא עד שלא בא התחתון. What does it mean? I will bring here the מסרת נידה. מה אתה מבין מסרת נידה ici? וכאשר נחשוב 2 צירים, דקה, חשיב רבי אליעזר, ו2 דלתות לרבי יהושע, ו2 כפות המנעול, דהיינו הוא מפתח דקה חשיב רבי עקיבא, עם רמה איברים, היינו ורחם. כאן סוד ברכת המזון של ראש חודש, ידוע במקומו. What the things? We are following you till that Maseret Nida that you brought. On vous suivez bien jusqu'à cette Maseret Nida que vous amenez. Daf Memchet. He said, look, but say Rabbi Yehoshua, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Akiva. We're explaining the frame of a door. The door, the engines, and so on, and even the lock. He said, this is the secret of Birkat Hamazon. של ראש חודש. What is the difference of ברכת המזון of ראש חודש and the other ברכת המזון?
You mentioned the moon. You mentioned Rosh Chodesh.
So why don't put out with the ברכת המזון at a specific time? Shabbat, חגים, that's it. כי ידוע במקומו. כן? Someone want to talk? Quelqu'un veut parler?
Non, j'allais dire, c'est pas du fait de rajoute de Migdol, mais on le fait aussi à Shabbat. Donc,
And he said, כי ידוע במקומו. You see the הגה, regardez l'agה התף, ידוע במקומו, what put? רבי שמואל ויטל, he said, לא מצאתי מקומו. I don't know what he's talking, which part he's talking about. What the connection between ברכת המזון and the doors?
ברכת המזון דווקא בראש חודש.
Yeah.
Literally the evening that we get all of our shefa through Malchut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we think with the moon.
Mm.
So that's regardless of whether we're in Kiddusha or Kippah.
Mm-hmm.
Of Day Avodah Zarah, the real ones who have a real Masoret.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever shefa they get from the Klippa has to also come from the moon.
Yeah.
Just like for us, whatever shefa, so we're both getting from the same place, just different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Birkat Hamazon, it said that someone who says Birkat Hamazon b'kavana is going to get his parnasa.
Mm-hmm.
So you see from that basically how's it connected with the doors in the house? Basically, maybe when we do Birkat HaLevana, so maybe when we do when we do Birkat HaLevana, when we do Birkat HaLevana, when we do Birkat HaMazon Rosh Chodesh, maybe it's like we're fixing the the moon in the sense that when people use the moon when people use the moon to get shefa from the klipa, it's a damage to her. Just like when a man has an ichud with the woman in a way that he's not supposed to, it's a damage to her. Then if another man wants to be with that same woman, he has to fix her first. So maybe what we do when we do the Chodesh and Chatan Levana, fixing all the pigamim that came to the moon through people doing Avodah Zarah, and basically forcing her to give them shefa from the tip.
What you said at the end, this is the direction, and about the moon also. Exactly. Look what you said. The next paragraph, hein?
Je voulais juste dire, le lien peut-être par rapport à Rosh Chodesh, c'est l'ajout qu'on fait, parce que Rosh Chodesh en Milouï avec le Kollel, ça fait Gematria Rosh Chodesh, ça fait Shaddai. Et si tu parlais de Shindalet, avec Rosh Chodesh, tu dévoiles le Shem Shaddai.
C'est ce que j'allais dire en conclusion. T'as compris le truc. Ouais, look what he said. This Ara Kadosh, it's in Parsha of the week. The odd. Shaddai Berechem. Donc je prends quoi? Un truc de shed, un truc de breast, et un truc de womb. Shaddai Berechem, Begematria, Terach. So who is Terach? Is the one who is defined like the Avodah Zarah. Because the one, okay, he did, but the one is different. This one was an expert. All the Midrashit, the Terach, he knew that statue, that he knew. Donc Terach, c'est Gematria quoi? Rechem Shadaim. What is it? Ou bemispar katan, lev. So you take Shadaim et Rechem, Gematria normal, Terach, mispar katan, lev. Are alcohol begematria, shemesh. Où tu vas? Where you go? Tell me that you want to use shemesh. No, you bring me to the gematria of Shaddai and Rechem at Terach mispar katan, so you connect mispar katan with the mispar normal. C'est shemesh. Vechem begematria tamar. Vebet pa'amim terach. Begematria, avir. Et 2 fois terra, ça fait avir. Avec Ima was right when he talked about the power we bring down from the moon. Guess what? You get it. You say Avodah Zarah, moon, and Shefa. It's that. Rabbi Rachel said, now look, even Rosh Chodesh Bemilui is Gematria. Bemilui, ouais, Gematria. Shaddai Bemilui. Rosh Chodesh, il Gematria Shaddai Bemilui. Donc il dit quoi? Gematria Avir. Vechen Bereshit Vatere et Yitzchak Amor Berivka. Gematria Avir. C'est also the pasuk. Vatere et Yitzchak Amor Berivka. Gematria Avir. Achetez votre baby. Sherata Imo Avir Ganeden. So when she saw Yitzchak on Yitzchak, we just want to understand what is the Betzimav. Look, we're almost finished. Avir Gan Eden, לפי שהוא יצא משם באותו שעה. Because coming from a place, you bring with you the atmosphere of that place. Tu sors d'un endroit, tu viens à un autre endroit, l'endroit où tu étais avant t'amène l'atmosphère de cet endroit-là. Après, dit Ve'u, Amakif shel ima vetvuna. What is that? Avir is the or makif of the parts of ima tvuna. The inun, Shaddai verechem. Say, look, Shaddai it's ima. Rechem it's tvuna. So what are them? The place of the mochin. What do you do in Birkat Hamazon? Bring down mochin. Bring down that mochin through the malchut. They're going to bring us shefa. Why do they do Beit House of Avodah Zarah? To get shefa. Pourquoi ils font la maison d'Avodah Zarah? Ils pour avoir la shefa. It's telling you basically the Mishnah, destroy the system they build for the shefa before you go inside. Because even if you go inside and that house was built for the Avodah Zarah, you will pray. But what will you bring? You will bring something in the system they built. Exactly. That's why you have to destroy that entrance door. Je vais détruire cette porte d'entrée. Parce que c'est là-bas, en fait, que tout y a les clés. That's why you will see, always, important place have amazing doors.
You remember one Shabbat, one of your neighbors has this like really nice door?
Exactly.
It makes you want to go into the house.
Exactly.
Maybe the house is just a normal house, but the door makes you want to.
Exactly. Always amazing place have wonderful doors. Even the place you put the Sefer Torah, it's a echal, it's a door. We saw a golden echal in Nebra, golden, pure gold. Pure gold. You see, he said, look, the Mishnah is telling you, look, you have no choice. In the case that they build that house for just living, ils ont construit juste pour vivre. But someone came and started to make some drawing. He said, remove the chidushim, remove what was added, and live your life. But in the case that the building was built for Avodah Zarah, know that the energy, the shefa and the power of that system is based on a specific antenna. That antenna, they know it. Because you can find on it terach, you can find shemesh, and you can find avir. Meaning all the structure of sending down shefa, bracha, vetzlacha to Am Israel.
If somebody is over that Zara and understands all this, wouldn't the best Avodah Zarah is just forget the God of thunder, rain, and everything, just focus on the moon?
Yes.
So why why do you see ancient peoples having the god of this, the god of that, when you could have just made a goddess of the moon?
Very good question.
And then
Because there is only two texts that really speak to the moon. Il n'y a que deux textes qui parlent réellement à la lune. That's it. And we have them. The first one is the Birkat Hamazon, and the second one is the Yale Ve'avo for Chodesh. That's it. The moon, it's like the most beautiful woman from the very rich and royal family, and she is not married, and everybody wants to marry her. But to speak to her, you have the bodyguards, the army, fathers, want to talk to the moon. And she gives to you shefa. She lets you connect with her. Good luck. That's why we do everything based on the moon. We start our calendar based on the moon and not on the shemesh. Et pas sur le soleil. Because the soleil, what the shemesh is terah. Sorry, after we'll come back in Yov and so on, but terah is over there. Avraham has to go to the entrance door of the Gilgal to save him. And so in Mispar Katan, we saw Mispar Katan definition. Is the result of the death of the 7 kings. So you connect Terah, Mispar Katan, Shemesh. So you worship the Shemesh? I know where you are.
Making our calendar depending on the sun, we said, when does Shabbat follow the Gregorian calendar, which is based on the sun? And Shabbat is Mikoha B'chacha, meaning you will get Shafa, but your Shafa is always going to be dependent on the moon.
Exactly. And that shefa will be called Shemesh, but in the level of Terah Mispar Katan. Because Shemesh can have a good aspect, but he is proving you that Shemesh can be built with the worst gematriot in terms of Shefa. Terah Mispar Katan. Because he is not saying the Lev Netivot Chochmah. You have Lev Netivot also of the other Chochmot. Tu as aussi 30 des autres côtés. So you have to be connected to the Avir of Gan Eden. So Avir Gan Eden, we're not related to the Malchut. On sait que le Gan Eden, c'est la Malchut. Il est sorti Malchut, c'est le monde. If you understand that, you will see why Rosh Chodesh is a chag for us. Why our Shabbatot have to be defined by the moon. Like Rabbi Nechunya and Sefer HaPeliah. The cycle of the moon should be our Shabbatot. But we want to call ourselves lost people. We need the Gregorian solar calendar to define the Yom Shivi. They say that. Let's call it Saturday. Problem. Big problem. Rabbi Nechunya told you. He said to us, Rabbi Nechunya, Sefer HaPeliah, the Rosh Sukkot, he said the first day of Sukkot, it's always Shabbat. Tana is talking. It makes sense. Why? Because you start the 15th of the month. What is that? Full moon. But we are lost. So let's keep some Samedi Saturday. And he said, ויצא משם באותו שעה והוא מקיף של האימה ותבונה והנה שדים ורחם סוד גן עדן עליון של זר. Telling you, if you do it בקדושה, the shadaim and the rechem, they are the gan eden עליון of zar. If you do it בקליפה, you will go in another gan eden. I don't know what it will be, but you will see.
The logic is because we always do Sukkot on the 15th. That we always do. So basically, if he's saying it's Shabbat, meaning he's basically saying that Shabbat is based on the
Yeah. And he goes deeper. He goes deeper. He said like this. He said, look. He said, I can understand you questioning yourself about taking the shofar on the day one of Rosh Hashanah. Why? Because the day one of Rosh Hashanah should always be Shabbat. Also, he said, you're right, because the shofar is Siman Dinim. So the logic of the Tanakh is say, on Shabbat, you don't move things which represent Dinim. He said, but look, the lulav is Rachamim. There is no problem. Take your lulav on Shabbat and go do the bracha. So for Rabbi Nechunya, the Tana, for them, the Tkiyat HaShofar is always on Yom Sheni of Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah. On Yom Sheni, you have 2 days. Exactly. And about the lulav, it's no question. It's Rachamim. So take it. Sefer HaPeliah. But we are lost, huh? We just read. We just read. And he said, וידוע כי אימה נכללת עם תבונה, וכן לפעמים תבונה עולה ונכללת בבינה והוא טעם הקפה. So he said basically, the purpose for is to understand that you have to be the system on this earth where your shefa and your bracha will come from Imaila'a and Tuvuna being one. That's why you have 2 tzirim and 2 doors. It's the 2 mothers. They are together. That's why the 2 tzirim will make Shaddai, the two, those will do it, two Rechem. That's it. And he said, you have to know that this is the origin of the good Avir. What is Avir? Avir, it's simple. It's Or with a Yud. The word Or, c'est le mot Or avec un Yud à l'intérieur. So now what connection with Rosh Chodesh, and we conclude. C'est quoi le lien avec Rosh Chodesh? On va conclure. Just see the text. Tu vois le bataillon Abisha? Ah, il est du théâtre. Il est en français celui-là? Non, je crois pas. Non. Il y en a en français, je crois. Just let's see the text qui est arrivé à vous. Regardons le texte qui est arrivé à vous. Alors, allez, massez. SBR 80 Okay, here it is. So look what this is. I will just read like this. Finish fast. So when you say Elohim Vavoten Yale Vayavo, dit notre Dieu et le Dieu de nos pères, que s'élève et que vienne. So our Father, Father of God, God of our fathers, that goes up and come down. Yale Vayavo. What is Yale Vayavo? It's like the Shulam Yaakov. That's of a Shuv. Yale Vayavo. ויגיע וירצה, ויראה וירצה, וישמע ויפקד ויזכר וזכרוננו וזכרון אבותינו וזכרון ירושלמי רח. Que s'élève et que vienne et qu'atteigne et qu'apparaisse. So 4 levels. יעלה, ויבוא, ויגיע, ויראה, no sorry, 5. וירצה. 5 levels. 5 partsufim. Dis regarde. Qu'apparaisse, que soit agréé, even 6. Sorry, 7. Veishama, qui soit entendu, Veipaked, qui soit considéré, considered, Vezacher, 8. 8. Adar, voilà. Veizacher, et que soit rappelé. Ça fait 9? Yale, Veyavo, Veyagia, Veyrae, Veyratse, Veyshama, Veypaket, Veyzacher. Non, 8. Oui, Veyzacher. Que sont rappelés, to be reminded. Zechonenu, Vezechon Avotenu, notre souvenir et le souvenir de terre. Our remembrance, the remembrance of our father. Zechon Yeroushalmi Avodah, the remembrance of Yerushalayim. Vezechon Mehetavel, the remembrance of Mashiach ben David, your servant. Vezechon Kol Amecha Bet Israel. And all the members of your people, Bet Israel. Who is Bet Israel? Yosef. C'est the Haftara. Haftara Vaigash, look. Look. What's the... You have the Haftara, the book here. Non, c'est dans le texte, mais tu peux voir pour Vaigash. Look what he say. How do I know that Bet Israel is Yosef? It's the purpose. It's where I can spend all that. It's the one who sustains all the world. C'est celui qui nourrit tout le monde. Là, chez moi, Vaigash. Look what he said. It's in the text. He said, וידבר אדוני אליי לאמור, ואתה בן אדם, קר לך עץ אחד, וכתוב עליו ליהודה ולבני ישראל, חברו. ולקר עץ אחד, וכתוב עליו ליוסף עץ אפרים, ולכל בית ישראל. חברו. יוסף.
I mean that in the end, Yosef won.
Yeah.
In the sense of, there was always before the split, there was always a safek about who's going to lead. But when the split happened, and all the tribes, all the 10 tribes went with Ephraim, went with Yosef, and they created a different culture, a different kingdom, the whole thing. It was like, no, it was decided, okay, now we know Joseph is the leader of the family. And Judah is kind of by himself on the side.
Exactly. You said Joseph won the battle to know who's the leader of the 12 tribes. They gained la bataille. How do we know? Ben Ishai. Ben Ishai le dit. Tout on it. Il dit tu prends le Etz Yehuda, tu le hantes, tu le colles au Etz Ephraim. C'est-à-dire qu'il y en a un qui va se coller à l'autre. Not only that, he said that all the fathers gave life to David and Melech. Joseph gave 37 years of his own life. He says the one who gave the most years to David.
Can you see if there's even a reference to it in Parashat? Where's the Parashat where it says Yehuda Yarad
No, it's yes, Vayishev.
Vayishev. You can see he went down from his brother. So you see already after Mechilad and Yosef, there's a split, and then there was a split. The brothers were on one side, and that's almost like a reference to what's going to happen.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, even you know how the Bereshit justify it says, I think the Haftarah we talk about David and Melech, not the one he died, the Haftarah afterward. He said like this. He said, how do we know that David didn't sin with Bathsheba? He said, because when he was in that situation, he was aged of, I think, 30. He said it was in the years of Yosef. He said, Yosef never sinned with the Potiphar's wife. So it's impossible that David made a sin about the Brit. Because at that moment, it was on the schut of the years of Yosef. You see that? Yeah, I'll show you. Because of that, we know David lo chata. Yosef. Bet David lefanecha, amecha bet Israel lefanecha, lifneta, for the salvation, the tova, for the good, for the bien, the chen, the grace, the chesed, the rachamim, the chaim tovim ul shalom. And when you say Rosh Chodesh, you have to think about the month. You think of the Havaya of the month, and you think Rosh Chodesh, Gematria, Shaddai Beninu.
Only Yosef can bring down the Shefa for Ami Yisrael and for the
That's why the Mishnah is telling you. Be careful about the overdoers, because what they fight when they create other path about the Shefa, they actually fight the revelation of Mashiach ben Yosef. Quand ils créent l'Avodah Zarah, ils se battent contre la révélation de Mashiach ben Yosef, because he's the one who will sustain all over the world. But they say, no, look, the economy works. Look, we have plenty of food. Like you said, we have plenty of food. So we never had so much food on earth and so much poor people dying, starving. How is it logical? We never had such money on earth. That now, money plenty, food plenty. filled, plenty. But you have people dying because they don't eat. And they are the majority of the population. This is not Joseph. That's why the Mishnah said, you have to fight it. So we are doing our task to reveal the cohort of Yosef. Because it's the whole Mishnah in Masechet, in the whole Mishnah, Avodah Zarah. It's not a joke, it's the Mishnah. It's Mishnah. It says, do it. You have to know, be careful about the Shefa, it comes. So every time we are in the situation we talk about Shefa, we should ask ourselves, where it come from? Because if I'm not seeing, like we are talking about Akiva, if I'm not seeing Midot Tovot, Yirat Shamayim, Midot Torah, for sure that Shefa come from another place. And look good. That's not Joseph.
Is that even why? Because we know that Binyamin is really Yosef. He's his little brother and he's son of Rachel. So he's pretty much Yosef. Is that why when Hashem decided to go and split, he made sure Binyamin was there? Because Yehuda is not actually by himself.
Yeah.
He's with a part of Levi, which is part of Yosef. And he's with the whole tribe of Binyamin. So he has two Yosef.
Exactly.
Yehuda couldn't actually hold by himself.
That's it. That's the point.
He has to have Binyamin there. The only reason why Jews today are successful in any sense is because there's Binyamin there.
Yes. This is the point that Rabbi Nathan was teaching last week, for 2 weeks, teaching about the discussion between Yosef and Binyamin, because when they hug each other, they start to cry. They understood that they had to split the two brothers. Yosef asked to him, he said, did you make your task? Meaning, Yosef had a wife before he was sold. And that wife was supposed to be married by Binyamin. So he asked him, did you do the Yibum properly? He said, yes, all my 10 kids are named them after you. And I will explain, when Yosef was sold, Binyamin took the place of the Yesod in Malchut. And Yosef is the Yesod in Zah. That's why I say, this happened because I had to go higher. But I need to make sure that you took my place properly. What are the name of the kids? Because it's not on your school that you can feed the world. It's on my school. Yes, I named them after you. Like we said, the kids are here to come to help the father to purchase the final goal. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen ve'amen.
Amen. Chazak Baruch.
Unto you, תודה רבה, רבי דוד חיים בונה, תודה רבה, רבי חימה, תודה רבה, רבי Avodah. Pour participer au cours, écrivez-moi en message privé sur Facebook, je vous donnerai mes coordonnées. Si vous êtes encore en ligne, je vais vous répondre après. Shamshama Papa Diaké, c'est Akamata Dias et Rabbi Nathan. The teaching Rabbi Shimon is not here. So, see you tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. Bye bye, Tzadiki.